power prices are going up again. That has just been confirmed, in some cases by hundreds of dollars a year. It adds even more pain to households, despite the drop in headline inflation. Let's go live to our political correspondent, Cam Redden now. Cam, we're talking about a 3 to 9% increase. So how's that spread?
Yeah, Laura, the Energy Regulator has just released what it calls the draft decision on the default market offer. Essentially what this is a ceiling. It's the maximum price that energy retailers can send in terms of a bill, set their prices for households, small businesses and others. These are the increases for the three main states. Victoria is treated separately, so that's why it's not in these numbers. But this is the maximum amount that prices will be going up under the default market offer from the next time it kicks over on July 1. New South Wales up 8.9%, in Queensland up 2.5%, and in South Australia up 4.4%. What does that mean for the hip pocket? The all-important numbers are rising too. We can show you this next graphic. In New South Wales, that means the maximum price will increase by roughly $250 to more than $3,000 a year. In Queensland, slightly better off. It's about a $60 a year increase. In South Australia, $120 increase. Now, of course, the retailers for energy prices, they can offer discounts on these default market offers. They regularly do. So the price on your bill will likely be lower than that default market offer. But the main factor here is that the ceiling that energy retailers can charge has now risen by, in some cases, as much as 9%. The government says that this is in part due to the unreliability around coal stations, that there have been breakdowns there, that they haven't been able to be as reliable, and as a result, the prices have risen. But it's put into question that government claim from before the election of bringing power prices down by $275. They've now gone up from July 1 by, in some cases, 9%. The Energy Minister defending this a short time ago, though, he says many of the factors for this, in his view, were outside the government's control.
Policies were modelled in 2020 and 2021, and of course we've seen energy price spikes right around the world since then. But what hasn't changed is the fact that every bit of renewable energy you introduce puts downward pressure on prices. Those who are taking that 9% increase, of course, will be very disappointed. I think Australians know that cost of living is the number one issue. The government knows that.
Allow me to do a little bit of live fact-checking here, because that $275 was promised when this government did all the modelling and already knew that the Ukraine war had broken out. It surely didn't think was going to be over in just a matter of months, because it is still raging on right now. He repeated the line, just on the 275s. He was asked a couple of times whether he can now admit that that hasn't happened. He still can't say, no, it's not going to happen. Those words still can't come out of the ministers, and don't freely come out of the minister's mouth. Like, it's clear that it hasn't happened. In fact, the absolute reverse has happened. It's gone up by an average of $1,600 a year. And saying again, Cam, renewable energy is the cheapest and most reliable form of energy. Well, there's a lot of evidence to the contrary at this point. This is surely going to be the main election issue. And Cam, I think when we see the budget, we're going to have to see more of that artificial bringing down of energy prices with perhaps a bigger subsidy. We're going into an election campaign, of course.
Yeah, it's a big expectation. The government hasn't yet committed to that additional rebate, Laura, although is widely expected to do so in the budget. Of course, the issue there, and the coalition will oppose this, by the way, if they do go ahead with it, is that it just artificially pushes the prices down. It's like putting your hand on a mattress. Yes, it can lower the price in the short term, but like with the lower middle income tax offset, at some point that rebate has to come away. And when it does, what do the prices spring back up to? So that's the reason the coalition opposes it. It wants to, in its view, bring prices down over the long term, get nuclear in the system. That's the coalition's argument. Chris Bowen outlining in that press conference his view that, yes, over the long term, that renewables, in his view, can bring the price down pound for pound. But right now, the grid as it is, we see yet again today another increase to power prices.